Hello there. Sawadee-ka. Sawadee-ka. Sawadee-ka means hello for women in Thai. Today's Why Thailand, part 5 of the series, is going to be a little bit about the language. So, Thai language is a combination of influences from the ancient Khmer, from the languages of India, specifically Bali, looks like Pali, not Bali, the island, and Sanskrit. And also, there's some English influence words and others as well. Thai, like a number of the languages in the region, is a tonal language, which means tone is used to connote meaning, not nuance of feeling. So, in other words, let me think of an example here. If we wanted to say, I love that, versus, oh, I love that. Difference, right? There's love and love. We're we're bringing a different quality to that word based on the tone, the intonation, the expression. Um, Let me think of something maybe that's even better than that. Um, well, if I think of one, I'll let you know. There's so many. This is how we in the English language and the Latin and Germanic languages we can say the same word. It has the same meaning, but when we change the tone, it could have a different nuance to it or a different mood expression or something like that. Whereas in Thai, if you change the tone or the intonation of it, you change the meaning. So the simple one that I always like to share with people is the word for dog and the word for horse would to our ears sound like the same thing. Ma, ma. It's the same word. It's not actually spelled the same. But in Thai, ma, where we go down and up or rising, is dog. Ma, high tone, is a horse. And there are many, many words like that. I mean, countless. So, for example, near and far. Glai is near, glai is far. Or rice, white, knee, cow, cow, cow. So there's a short and a long. So this is part of what makes the Thai language very difficult for Western language speakers most speakers, any speakers who don't have tonal languages to get, because even when we might develop our vocabulary, we can, when we're in a flow of conversation, even when we're starting to speak, uh, we use the wrong tone. So I work with a Thai teacher. I use a platform called iTalki, ITALK. I don't get any um, um benefits for you joining, but you can choose lots of different languages you can learn and pick from lots of teachers in each language. So I have a Thai teacher, but I have been spending years slowly developing vocabulary to the point where you can probably drop me anywhere in Thailand and I could totally make myself understood. But that doesn't mean that I'll say it correctly. So, as I say to the Thai people, I speak kind of like a baby, very childlike, and sometimes I have to use other words because I don't know the vocab. So, I'm improving that over time. But the key thing to know is that when it comes to the Thai language and Thai people, unlike certain other cultures, they love when you try and speak their language, even if all you say is hello, sawadee ka. Or if you're a man, you would say sawadee kap or sawadee krap. Even if that's all you said, or Kop Kun Ka, thank you, they would be thrilled. They would be super happy. It's delightful. And, I mean, of course, there are exceptions to the rules. Just like in your country, there are lots of different kinds of people living lots of different kinds of lives. Those who have worked in the tourist industry, especially the areas of the tourist industry that we could say are a little more seedy, those Thai people are often more jaded by Westerners. So you could say Swadee Khan, they don't care. But if you spend any amount of time there and the simplest thing, even if you say the tone wrong, a lot of times they will be so happy or just, smile. There's a reason why it's called the land of smiles. The people there are gracious and kind. And for the most part, again, exceptions always to the rule, right? So the language is, again, it's a tonal language. There are 5 tones. There's rising, falling, low, middle, and high. And within that, there are classes of consonants and vowels that are used only in certain ways in certain configurations. That's a whole nother thing that certainly is beyond the scope of my capacity to share with you, just learning it myself. But just to give you like an inkling about it, there are 44 consonants and 22 vowels in Thai. Some of them are sort of royal language, or they're kind of dying out because again, this language was formed from ancient languages, and some of the things, like you'll see certain letters only used when it comes to like things that refer to the monks or the royal family, that kind of thing. But still, it's quite an astounding number of sounds, of nuances, of letters. Like there are many letters to make a T sound, but then there's an aspirated T and an unaspirated T and aspirated P, unaspirated P. So there's just a lot. So it is an undertaking in and of itself. But my feeling is with the nuance of sound, there, like the way they use sound differently than us changes literally the way to some degree their lens on the world, and I believe that's true of all languages. I'd be interested if there are any polyglots here listening to this, what your thoughts and your more expert opinion would be on this, because it seems to me the more that I learn languages and see how words are used or the descriptions of different kinds of words or experiences, um, it really shows me like a whole different way of seeing the world in a sense. So I have some sense that the Thai language is part and parcel to the Thai amenability, the gentleness, the friendliness of them, but I can't quite put my finger on it. So anyway, those are just some of my thoughts on it. A few other things I wanted to share is the Thai script. So the Thai script is, to me, very beautiful. It's got a lot of these circles, they call them heads. So many of the letters have these little balls. Like if you think about the letter G in English, right? It's got the little round ball and then bloop. Well, Thai has many of their letters are that. So it's a very beautiful script to see, to look at. It's a beautiful script to write. I love writing the Thai language. And in fact, every morning when I write in my journal, all of my, like when I put the day, the date, the time, all of that is written in Thai for me to have practice. Um, however, when you go to the country, especially if you go to tourist places and even not so touristy places, it's not hard to find things in English language. Almost English language is everywhere. So there's that intimidation factor that can happen when you think about traveling in another country and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't understand the language. I'm going to just be lost. I'm just going to be stuck there and like no one will ever help me again. Of course, that's not true, right? For those of us who've traveled, we know there's always the ability, especially in a tourist destination like Thailand, there are people there to help. But also, just so you know, there's a lot of written English, a lot of written English. So that's part of it too. Um, my encouragement to you is if you're curious about Thailand, of course, and you're interested in the work that I do, I'd love to have you. We do still have a few spots left in the retreat coming up in February. But either way, you can have a listen to the Thai language or, play something online and just see how it sounds. It's very exotic sounding to those who are in the English and Latin speaking languages and the Germanic languages because it's just really different. The tones make it so. Let's see, one other thing I wanted to share. Unlike in the English language and Germanic and Latin languages, the Thais don't separate their words. So we have spaces between each word when we're writing. Their sentences are all the words are together. So to read it, you have to really know all the letters, and etc., and understand the vowel structure and where they're located relative to the word. Yeah, so much more I can say. I'm sure this is interesting to those of you who have a bit of that language curiosity and perhaps not so much for those who aren't. But thank you for listening anyway. If you are interested in applying to join me in Thailand with my beautiful Thai sister friend, Siri Ratana Inta, healer par excellence and holder of the field of the Naga and the Rusi, who are the healing energetics, the healing master teachers in the non physical, let's say, of the Asian area, then please do check out the link below or somewhere. If you're watching this somewhere else and not on YouTube, check out the link, click on it, and you can go through the page and apply. I would love to receive your application. Sending you much love. Khop kun maka. Thank you very much for joining me. See you again soon. Bye for now.